Got the motorcycle all loaded up, ready to go on a 3,000-mile journey from northern Idaho down to Utah, Colorado, and back. Hi. I love you.
Love you.
Hey guys, I made it to Dworshak Dam camping area in one piece. So day one of the journey down, and we got the Dworshak Dam right over there through the trees. I'm sure I'll be able to show it to you at some point here, but just a simple camping area that's just a big grassy area and a pull out here. It's gonna be home for the night. Trail mix and a good book. What more do you need? And a fire. Day 2, the forecast has changed to 80% rain between here and McCall. So I have my rain gear on. It was supposed to be sunny. Yesterday it said sunny. Lies. Ready to ride in the wet. Not as much fun. Dworshak Dam, 717 feet tall, was built in 1973. One of the highest dams in North America. It's here on the Clearwater River, which now we are going to ride along the river. Outside. It's cold. After quite a few hours of riding in 42-degree weather, I drop down into Boise where it's 65 degrees and arrive at my friend John's place, his apartment. But he's not home. He ran to the store, so we'll wait. Cheers to you. Friends forever. Oh, forever. Forever.
But you can't just. There. Bye.
We're gonna go fishing. John's a slowpoke driver. Look how fun this road could be.
A safe driver.
Swan Falls Dam. Not catching anything. Well, we didn't catch anything, so we ended up going to the grocery store and buying some catfish so that John could make his Brazilian fish stew, and it was delicious. Pretty low on gas. Glad I found a station out here in the middle of Nevada. It was down to 40 miles of range, which still plenty if there's a gas station within 40 miles. Camp for the night is South Fork Reservoir outside Elko, Nevada. It's a pretty place. Got some mountains in the background. Not too shabby. Home sweet home, all set up. Cheers to a good day of riding. There's 4 beavers over there that came crawling out of this draw. It's cold. 25 degrees outside. I have enough layers, but I'm going to be in my tent for quite some time. Packed up and ready to go. Leaving Elko, Nevada and heading for Beaver, Utah this morning. It should be about a 6-hour drive, and I think it's probably going to be the most boring riding day of the whole trip. There's just not any really interesting roads between these two places that I could find on maps. So let's get to it. 43 degrees this morning. 176 miles between gas stations in Nevada. My bike has a range of 195 miles. I made it. Campsite for night outside Beaver, Utah. I have a nice little brook here. I'm gonna set my hammock up here, right by the stream.
Day 6 ended up being one of the longest days of riding I've ever had, about 700 miles and 12 hours. And it's really just the most epic day of riding that I've ever had as well. All of these curvy, twisting roads, these scenic routes through southern Utah, going through so many different national parks and different national monuments and recreation areas. The next 20 minutes of the video are mostly just watching me through these short cutscenes and all this absolutely amazing scenery, and I apologize that it's not the most interesting storytelling as far as the video goes, but when you're alone on a motorcycle and you're just wanting to enjoy the ride, sometimes you don't want to stop a bunch and set up a bunch of amazing camera shots. You just want to enjoy the ride. So that is what I did, and I've included so much of that scenery here just for my own benefit, even though it might not be the most interesting. So if you don't want to watch 20 minutes of what you're seeing now, short snippets of motorcycle riding, please feel free to jump ahead in the video.
gonna camp down here, but it's super windy and dusty, so I'm leaving. plans for camping did not work out today. As I got closer to Telluride, it got a whole lot colder, way up in elevation, and so I ended up here at the Victoria Inn. All the campgrounds I could find were closed also, and I tried reaching out to a BMW MOA member that was listed in Telluride, but they're out of town, so it's an expensive hotel room for me tonight. Dope! But after 12 hours of riding, I am ready for a break. I haven't had much to eat or drink today. My arms are starting to cramp up. Time to find some dinner. Elk bolognese and a well-deserved beer. Nothing like a good night's sleep to make you feel refreshed after a 12-hour ride like that. So this morning we're going to Moab, Utah. It's only 2 hours and 40 minutes away, so it should be a nice short ride. It'll be a nice break from yesterday's ride. And then I get a new front tire put on, which I've arranged at Mad Bro Power Sports there. They've got it waiting for me. So, and then tomorrow's a rest day. I'll explore Arches National Park. I've broken another GoPro mount, so my options for mounting these things are becoming more and more limited. May have less footage from here on out. We'll see what I can do. Boom bike. For my clean bike, but time for a new front tire. My home for the night is at Up the Creek Campground, right here in the heart of Moab. Walking distance to all the good stuff. I like Moab. Hike in Arches National Park this morning. It's the Devil's Garden hike. It's a 7.4 mile loop that visits 7 arches, I think it is. So there's the first one, and it's pretty cold this morning, but I'm sure that will heat up I'm sure that it will heat up in no time. I'm wearing these new sandals, Keens. Hopefully my feet don't hurt too bad by the end of the day. So I've been walking along this trail for 15 minutes with this arch within view, and I didn't notice it until now. Can you see it? Right there. Who knew? Tripod and heavy DSLR around so that I can take photos like this. One arch, two arch. Follow the cairns.
There's something about being in a national park that makes you feel special. Almost like you're the only person privileged enough to see such a beautiful place. Even if you may be the 5 millionth person to visit the park that year, it doesn't stop that feeling from coming through, particularly when you get to be in an area all by yourself. That's a special thing. It's a special place to make you feel that way.
We have dehydrated strawberries and beef jerky, homemade, that I brought. Good morning. We're hiking Grandstaff Canyon today. It's a 4-mile round trip just outside of Moab before we hit the road. And then we're headed to Manila, Utah tonight. So off we go. So I'm out here and there's nobody else around. I haven't seen anybody for half an hour because it's early. And I just got scared by this other guy. Well, we scared each other, really. We make no noise walking on this sand. And both came around a corner and stared face to face. Oh! Oh! Whew. Back to having this trail to myself. He said there's nobody else out beyond here that he ran into, so I think I've got it all to myself out to the bridge. The Grandstaff Bridge. And all to myself. What a treat. Should be able to get some good photography in here. I kept hearing voices and thinking I was imagining things, and then this rope just came down. So there's rock climbers up there, I guess. That was a special treat to have that arch all to myself for the time that I did. Really a pretty place. And now we get to hike back to the motorcycle and go for a ride. Probably past 40 groups going in there. A lot of cars back here now. Really pretty freaking cold. Does this look like a nice place to spend the night? I'd say so. Except it's frickin' cold here too. Warmest part of the day and it's 42 degrees. I'm cold. After riding for an hour in that snow pass up at 9,000 feet or whatever it was. The winds have died down and it's warmed up out here a bit for sunset. I've constructed this barrier so that from up above where the road is, the tent pretty much disappears. It sure is pretty watching the sunset out here. I'm just sitting around. I'm all bundled up in the tent. Nice view outside the tent door. It's cold and there's no cell service. Missing Amy and I won't be able to call or text her tonight. Boo! I just finished reading this book on Amy's recommendation. It was an excellent sci-fi and I recommend it as well. So if you're in need of something, read this. Sunrise coming up. And there is frost on my tent. lightweight black pumice. Up on top of Inferno Cone. That'll do for hanging a hammock. Camp tonight is at Big Lost River Sportsman's Access, and here's the river. Quite a nice little river. There's several camp spots up here, and mine is not the one that's right next to the river, but that's okay. It's got a good hammock tree, and that matters to me. So tomorrow's my last day on the road. It'll be an 8.5-hour drive home, going up Highway 93 through Missoula and then to Sandpoint. So I'm tired after today's cold ride. I wouldn't be surprised if tomorrow morning is cold as well. So all I feel like doing is just laying here in my hammock and reading my book for the evening, getting a good night's sleep so I can wake up and have a long ride tomorrow. I'm excited to get back to Amy and home. Good morning from day 10. Sun's coming up. Looks like it's going to be a pretty nice day. It's not nearly as cold as it was yesterday. For that I am thankful. have an 8.5 hour ride home. It's gonna be a long one, but when I get home, Amy should be about getting off work, so I'll be able to be greeted by a loving wife and a very happy and excited puppy, and that part is nice. To stop and warm up. No warming up for me, I guess. Keep on riding.
I feel really weird doing this all of a sudden.
Camp tonight is at Spork's Big Lost River, Big Little River, Big something. Damn it.